Now for today's BCP rider tip, we're going to be talking about dirt starts, and in anyone's mind, one of the most important parts of a race. The most important factor we need to consider is how much traction we've got. And what we want to try to do is rocket out of that gate without letting that front wheel come up. And everything we do technique-wise and throttle control is all about aim to jump out of the hole as quick as we can. Now the first part of the technique of the body position is what we do with our legs from our hips down. It's really important that our legs clamp onto the bike. Now the way we do this with our legs is by hooking our feet up and under the foot peg mounts. We need to grip really, really tight on them and lift up with the back of our heels. And what that does is it pulls that bum down onto the gripper seat, locks you into position, and it stops that bum from sliding backwards when you take off. Next off is our upper body, and the angle that we have our upper body is determined by how much traction we've got. Lots of traction, you lean right over the front of the bike to stop it from popping up. If you don't have too much traction though, you don't want to get a lot of wheel spin, so we tend to have our upper body a little bit higher, a little bit taller. But with that upper body, what we need to do is be able to move from side to side depending on whether that bike moves around a little bit. If you lock that upper body into position and the bike steps out of the side, you're going to end up just fishtailing all the way down the straight. And the last thing that I want to mention is something that's really hard to teach and pass across to riders. And what I'm talking about here is throttle control and clutch control and juggling these two together. And you have to almost do it without thinking about it, because you never really know how your bike's going to react when you jump out of a gate. One time you might get a lot of traction and the front pops up. Another time you might get a little bit of wheel spin. Another time the bike might bog down on you. So you need to make a split-second decision and you need to react super quick. And your throttle and your clutch is the combination that's going to smooth everything out and possibly turn a bad situation into a good start. Okay, so just a little bit of an overview and some very important things to remember. Lock those legs in and grip super tight. Make sure that the upper body is on the right angle, depending on how much traction you've got. Make sure that you're nice and loose with those upper body muscles and loosen off those shoulder joints so that if you get a bit sideways, you can keep tracking nice and straight. And last but not least, make sure you juggle that throttle control and that clutch control to make sure you can handle any predicament that might get thrown at you.